Hi, I'm Pam with MA Crafts, and today we're going to start on another kitchen series, and this is going to be doing the upper cabinets in the kitchen. I believe this might be a little less trouble than some of the others, but who knows? We'll see when we get into it. But I've already cut the sides, which basically, probably should have filmed it, but basically all I did was I cut some 3/4 inch dados in the top, and then the another top, because this is going to be two different cabinets. And I did one at the bottom, and then I did a 1/4 inch dado in the backs to hold the back panel. And we've cut a couple of nailers to hold, to actually put it up. So the next thing to do is going to be cut out the holes for the shelving, and I will be using my Kreg jig for that. And then after that, we will start assembling and go from there. So stay tuned. Here I've decided to go ahead and mark 3 inches down from the top cabinet, and then that way they'll be equal all the way across, and they'll all line up. So 3 inches is what I'm thinking. Probably won't have a shelf that tall, but let's go ahead and do the 3 inches here. Now that all the holes have been drilled for the shelving, we're going to go ahead and start gluing in the shelving itself, which will be for the top cabinet and then for the very top and the bottom. The next step is to add the backing for the upper cabinet. In our next step, we need to go ahead and drill the pocket holes in the nailers so that we can attach them to the back, and they'll be used to actually attach the cabinet to the wall. Now that we've done the pocket holes for the nailers, I'm going to go ahead and clamp it together so that it doesn't move when we put the screws in. Now we're going to add some nails to the actual 3 shelves to hold them in place. I don't think they'll move once we put the face frame on, but just for added security, let's go ahead and put some brad nails in. Here I'm cutting the pocket holes so that we can attach the face frame together. So the pocket holes will be in 2 of the boards, top and the bottom. Let's clamp the face frame together so that when we do put the screws in the pocket holes, it won't slip on us. Now that the face frame is put together, let's go ahead and give it a good sanding so it'll be smooth and ready to put on the cabinet. I've clamped on the face frame and now I'm just checking the measurements to make sure that it's where it needs to be before I move on. Everything's looking good. Now we're at the part where we need to add the trim to the doors. So I've already done this a few times, but I haven't done it on camera. And every time I start to do it, I realize I've already cut the trim. So I'm gonna have to do another video in the future that shows how I actually cut this out to be an actual 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, and it's a 1 inch block. So that's gonna have to be another video because I've already cut these. Takes a long time to get it just like this. So for today, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how I put these onto the door to give it that skinny shaker look, and then we can install it. So since I'm cutting this end, and it's going this way, and the angle is going this way, I wanna cut it at the short end of this side. Now cutting it at the short end, you can see it's correct because it's going to be like this on the frame and you want it to go out this way. Now that I've cut this side with the angle going this way, I'm going to flip the angle over to the other side, and you can see where I marked it here, hopefully. And going to line up the saw with it. Well, I'm gonna go check that measurement one more time. When applying the glue, you only want to put it on the back side where it touches this. The front, you just want to do like a little dot, just a little bit, because you don't want the glue to come across to the front. As you can see, this is going to be the door panel for the top one, top cabinet. This is the drawer panel. Now we need to go ahead and drill the holes for the hinges to be put on. Now the moment of truth, let's attach the door to the cabinet. Even though the door's attached and it seems to be working quite well, I decided to go ahead and flip it and put the hinge on the other side of this door. And that'll make it a little bit easier for the one on the bottom, and it just looks a little better to me. Now it's time to start working on the bottom cabinet. So here I've got a 3/4 inch plywood, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it down to size to fit the cabinet. It's now time to cut the trim for the door, so let's go ahead and cut some slim shaker trim. Here you can see the cabinet is complete, and now it's just time to drill the holes for the hinges. For all intents and purposes, this upper cabinet is complete. A few more to go and the whole one side of the kitchen will be completed. Now, for these, we'll probably need some adjustment once I get them in the house, because they're going to shift a little bit probably once they get hung, but that'll be easy to make the adjustment. I need to fill in the holes with some wood filler, sand it down a bit, and it should be ready to go. So it's it's looking pretty good. I have to put a shelf in it, of course, but that'll come later. And for now, this one's complete. So remember, make it make right.